Aries, hi, how are you? I haven't posted any English videos for quite some time, but I've been requested to do so, so here I am. I just did the reading in Spanish, and I'm leaving the cards that I used to translate them, and I understand that most of you like the cards to be jumping around. However, for me to do 24 signs would be really difficult. But these are the cards for you. It's a very heavy reading, I must admit. I haven't seen this reading for Aries in quite a bit. So, Aries, welcome to Luna Mia 621. I hope you're doing well. I was letting everyone know that I will no longer be doing live chats for a little bit. Last time that I did the live chat, two of my subscribers that were there asked questions, and the energy that came through was so dark that even though I didn't want to stop, which I should have done, but I didn't want to leave anyone disappointed, so I waited until the end of the live chat and I suffered the consequences. I absorbed that dark energy, and I've been taking some time to kind of clear up the energy. I'm feeling much better now. So this is exactly what happens to people that truly absorb someone else's energy to be able to be read. And I'm an intuitive reader, and I'm telling you, it was rough, very rough. And I feel bad for the two subscribers that I had. You know, I refer them to somebody else because I don't do any of that. So yeah, it was pretty difficult. But let's start with your reading, Aries. First of all, I see Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I see all the signs on the table. The first card that jumped was your card, Aries. So let me look at the major arcana. We have the Devil, which is Capricorn. We have the Lovers, Gemini. The Moon, Pisces. The Hierophant, Taurus. The Magician. It could be Aries, Virgo, Pisces, Aquarius, Sagittarius. And I see the Hermit, which is Virgo, and the Star, which is Aquarius. With the major arcanas, it's basically saying to me that you've been put to the test and back. There's certain decisions that you need to make that causes you a lot of anxiety at this point in your life. But basically, with the major arcanas, what they're saying to you, or rather the advice that they're giving you, is that even though you will confront very important decisions in your life, and some of them create a lot of negativity for you because you become anxious, panicky at times, and right now you don't know the answers to many of your questions. Okay, what the Hierophant is saying is that you need to stay true to yourself, and you need to take the wisdom from previous experiences in order to manifest to what it's truly for you and what is best for you. That sometimes we need to isolate ourselves with the Hermit in order to see the light and to see the guidance that your ancestors, your archangels, or to whomever you pray to will guide you. Basically, even though you don't see things clearly at this point in your life, You must trust, and you must maintain the faith intact, because what is written in the stars for us, whatever it's meant for us, we shall have, no matter what. It may take a while to get there, because it's all about this. It's all about this. It's all about the inner wisdom. It's all about the learning process. Okay? It's about knowing, the knowing within you, your intuition, your knowledge. Okay? On everything you've been through, what have you learned? What is it? If there's something in your life that you must think of that was the most teaching moment in your life, you should take that with you and run with it. So basically what they're saying is that no matter how much you worry, okay, no matter how much you worry, what's going to happen, it's going to happen regardless. The outcome will still be the same. This is the advice from your major arcanas. So now let's go into your reading. Aries, I feel that you have an inner struggle right now in your life with certain decisions that you must make. At this time, I feel that it's almost like, and I'm pretty sure most of us, if not all of us, have experienced this in the past. That you're so confused and you're so conflicted and completely cloudy, like your mind, it's no longer functioning the same way, because it's like you try to think logically on what to do in certain decisions that you must make. However, your emotions get in the midst of it. So it's this inner struggle, this constant inner struggle, where at times you're completely burning the flame, going for a very impulsive, clear-minded, go-getter. However, then the devil starts making his way in with your thought process, and that's hindering the wanting to manifest and the wanting to see clearly in which direction you need to take. I see in Aries that at times it's like very clear on the direction that needs to be taken. However, then your thought process becomes very toxic. It's like a vicious circle. It's like your own body. It's like this type of illnesses that attack your own body, and you try to fight it, but this is so overwhelming that sometimes you just simply give up and give in. And the advice that I'm seeing from your reading is that you're so conflicted that you're even going backwards all the way to your childhood as to why you are where you're at this point in your life. But from what I gather here and what I'm feeling and what I'm seeing is that for some of you that have gone through a past divorce, or you're going through this process, it's almost like even though you went for it, like you always questioned it. Like you didn't want to see, you didn't want to hear, you didn't want to open up your senses and sort of gather all the information before making this decision that was going to change your life forever. And you went for it and then you regretted it. So, I mean, that's how I'm feeling. You're going all the way back to your childhood as to why the decisions that were made, and if you learned something from it. So basically, seeing you with all these cards on the table, I can clearly and with no doubt in my mind, you have gained some wisdom. But your biggest problem is not making decisions. Your biggest problem is yourself. How your mind is working at this time, which is very toxic. It's almost like that toxic relationship that you just can't let go. And you feel that if you let go of that person, your life will end. And if you let that person go, you will never have the intimacy that you have with this person. I mean, that's how toxic your mind is literally working at this point. You are truly at this time in your life wanting a really long-lasting relationship, someone that will love you for who you are, someone that you can go places, enjoy yourself, but at the same time it's like, well, I've been in so many different relationships that many of them have been so toxic that I'd rather be alone than being with someone that is really gonna break my heart all over again. So this toxic way of thinking, which I'm not saying that, of course you have to go through a process in which you need to clear up your mind, your soul, and kind of like put your healthy self back into shape in order for you to open up your heart again, because it's not easy after you've been broken up inside and out that to open the door and say, okay, who's the next one who wants to break me apart? It isn't. So it is a very difficult thing to see and do. However, I see a reading very spiritual and very wanting to go very deep from within and reach out to your deepest and try to make sense out of a lot of things that have happened in your life. I see a wanting to almost, I don't see the death card here, but it's almost like a death and a rebirth. You're in that process, okay? When I see the Hierophant, the Hermit, and I see so many swords, I definitely see an inner struggle between your heart and your mind. For some of you that resonate, that you went through a divorce that kind of like ripped you apart for such a long time. I mean, they're talking about years. So if you're that person that I'm talking to, yes, you were in a marriage that broke you apart. But what it's saying here is that it's not the other person's fault by themselves, but rather the two of you did not match. Okay, even though I see the Queen and the King of Swords, which is a match, a true match, which is a marriage, I also see that even though the two of you got to that point of creating a home together and perhaps children, because I see the Six of Cups here, it's almost like one of you never truly wanted to get married. Not because they didn't love the person, but the marriage itself, they didn't understand why they had to get married. It's almost like one of you wanted it and the other one didn't, but either one of you like convinced themselves to go through with it just to make the other person happy. And that's how the whole thing started. So I see a lot of looking back and trying to make sense as to why you are at this point in your life where you're at, looking back. And the advice here is there are processes in life that we go through that some of them work and some of them don't. But you cannot continue to look back and judge yourself so cruelly, so harshly, that you get to where you're at this point. Yes, you went through a marriage. Yes, it did not work. Yes, you both suffered for different reasons, but you both suffered because I see it here. But these are experiences that you must understand them and gain wisdom as to why that occurred and move on. And continue to be so in touch with your inner self that you gain the wisdom necessary and learn from those experiences in order to move forward. Because if you look at these two cards, they're looking towards the right. When we see tarot cards that we have a person looking towards the right, that's looking towards the future. And the last card of the reading is the Star, something that it's meant for you. So what I would highly suggest, Aries, don't be so harsh on yourself. We all go through that. But the most important thing is gaining wisdom, acquiring that wisdom, letting the past go and use it as a tool to not make the same mistakes. That once you get to that realization and you're not so judgmental with yourself, you'll be able to see clearly where you need to go from this point on. I love you, Aries. Thank you for being here. I hope you liked the video. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And please write a comment for me if this resonated with you. Love you guys. Take care.